Imagine a world where having a personal robot is just as normal as having a smartphone. Well, that's not science fiction anymore. That's the future a really interesting startup is trying to build, right now. We're going to talk about WIRobotics, a South Korean company that just popped up in 2021, founded by some absolute heavy hitters, a team of ex-Samsung engineers. And they're not just tinkering with machines, they are on a mission to completely change how we interact with technology every single day.
And this is their mantra, their entire vision boiled down to 4 simple words: one person, one robot. Just let that sink in. They're not talking about robots in factories, they're talking about a future where your own personal robot is as common, as easy to use, and as essential as the phone you're probably holding right now. It's a huge, radical idea.
So that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? How do we actually get there? Well, that's what this explainer is all about. We're going to unpack the massive challenge WIRobotics is tackling head-on. How to bridge that gap between a cool idea in a lab and a hopeful robot walking through your front door.
Okay, so first things first, who are these guys? Because this isn't your typical garage startup. They've got a world-class pedigree that, honestly, gives them a massive head start in this race.
So check this out. They were founded just a few years ago, in 2021, by 4 engineers who came directly from Samsung's elite robotics team. Now that's not just a cool fact. Think about what that means. It means they're built on a foundation of super robust, world-class engineering, and, maybe even more importantly, they know how to take a really complex product and bring it to a global market. That is a game-changing advantage right from day one.
So what are they actually making? Their product strategy is really smart, because it's this perfect balancing act. They're solving real-world problems that exist right now, while at the same time building the kind of futuristic tech that's going to define our world tomorrow.
Their main portfolio really splits into 2 clear paths. On one side, you have WIM, which is for you and me, a consumer device focused on mobility and exercise. On the other side, you have WIBS, which is a tough, unpowered exoskeleton for industrial workers. This 2-pronged attack is just brilliant. It lets them bring in revenue from the very real needs of industry today while they build up their brand and tech for the huge consumer market of tomorrow.
And this number right here is the whole ballgame for their consumer robot WIM. It's just 1.6 kilograms. I mean, for years, wearable robots have been these big, clunky, heavy things. This ultra-lightweight design is their direct answer to the single biggest problem holding back mass adoption, making something you would actually want to put on every day.
And get this, WIM is so much more than just a mobility helper. In assist mode, it makes walking way easier, saving you up to 20% of your energy. But then, you can literally flip a switch to exercise mode, and it starts creating resistance. It's like you're walking through water, giving you a serious workout. Throw in the AI coaching for personalized feedback, and suddenly it's not just a robot, it's an intelligent wellness device. This shows their whole philosophy: build smart devices, not just strong ones.
So while WIM and WIBS are solving today's problems, ALLEX is their big swing for the fences. This is their long-term bet, a general-purpose humanoid robot. We're talking about one single platform that could work in factories, in the service industry, and yeah, maybe, just maybe, one day it'll be the one folding your laundry. This is their moonshot.
Now, WIRobotics isn't doing this in a vacuum, of course. They have jumped right into a market that is absolutely exploding, but it's also a battlefield. And the competition is fierce.
And when I say exploding, I am not kidding. Just look at these numbers. The global market for wearable robotics is set to just skyrocket, from less than $2 billion today to over $30 billion by 2032. That's more than a 15 times increase in less than a decade. This is the giant wave they are trying to ride.
So where's all the action? Well, over half the market is in healthcare and rehab, and the industrial sector is the other huge piece of the pie. And what do you know? That's exactly where WIRobotics has placed its bets. WI for personal health, WIBS for industry. It's a perfect strategic fit.
Okay, now this is where it gets really telling. Take a look at the funding. WIRobotics is ranked an incredible second in its field, which is amazing on its own. But look closer. German Bionic has raised more than 3 times as much money, and For-Your Intelligence nearly 7 times the funding. This tells you that WIRobotics is operating with insane capital efficiency. They are punching way, way above their financial weight.
So, we've established they have the team, the products, and the market timing seems perfect. But what's the actual game plan? How are they planning to take this incredible vision from a startup in Korea to, global domination?
This is their war chest, $12.6 million, secured across their first few rounds of funding. This is the capital that's fueling their entire global campaign, from ramping up production all the way to their ambitious research on that humanoid robot, ALLEX.
And they are absolutely not wasting any time. After a really successful launch in Korea, they're launching in the US in early 2025. And then Europe and Japan are set to follow in that same year. This is a super aggressive, fast-paced global rollout. They are trying to grab market share, and fast.
They also know they can't do it all alone, especially when you're talking about the crazy advanced AI that ALLEX is going to need. So they're building an ecosystem. They're partnering with top-tier schools like MIT and specialized AI startups. This kind of open innovation is how you stay on the absolute cutting edge of technology.
Okay, let's pull all of this together. We've seen the vision, we've seen the products, and we've seen the strategy. So the big question remains, does this company really have what it takes to succeed? Let's be real, their advantages are crystal clear. Their user-centric designs solve the huge weight problem. Their own in-house tech gives them a competitive edge. The AI makes their products smart, not just strong. And that Samsung DNA, it brings instant credibility. It's a really powerful mix of hardware innovation and sharp market strategy. But the road ahead is definitely not an easy one. Scaling up manufacturing for a global launch is a monster of a task. The biggest challenge, though, especially for ALLEX, is bridging that gap between cool hardware and truly autonomous AI that can think for itself. And then you've got the problems facing the whole industry. These things are expensive, insurance coverage is spotty, and you just have to get society comfortable with the idea of robots in their homes.
And this, right here, is the crucial point. WIRobotics gets that just selling a cool robot isn't enough. By building training centers and collaborating on research, they're trying to build an entire ecosystem. They're trying to normalize the technology itself, to make it a trusted, normal part of our world.
Which brings us to our final question. WIRobotics clearly has the engineering talent. They have the strategy. They have the innovative products. They are literally building the tools for a new age. The only question that's left is, are the rest of us actually ready for it?